do about a 9-month program at the Foreign Service Institute in Arlington, Virginia, and that's a full-time program, and then come out. Unfortunately for me, I was only able to do about 1 month and about 4 hours a day during it. So my Bahasa Indonesia is not as good as I would like. I still spend time doing it now. I had an hour lesson before I came over here today. But a lot of times finding the time with my teacher is a real struggle. So learn it now before you get too old to do it effectively. Yeah.
Along with sort of learning Bahasa Indonesia, like in a lot of universities and in a lot of American high schools, like Bahasa is not offered or not even discussed. And I was wondering, do you think like there should be more programs in the U.S. like teaching Bahasa Indonesia, and if so, like, how do you think the State Department or the federal government could facilitate that?
Well, we have a program, a strategic language program, and they're actually helping me out here.
The critical.
I don't know the exact number of people that are here. They're out in the Surabaya area, so in eastern Java. This summer they're doing about a month or 2 month program.
Yes, it's a CLS program. It's in Malang, and I believe it's a State Department funding, and I believe it's around 6 to 10 people.
Okay, other than encouraging more Indonesians to study in the United States and people-to-people exchanges, which is the big one. By the way, let me back up. I was going to say before, there are only about 9,000 Indonesians studying in the United States, which is another reason why we work to have more people-to-people exchanges. There are easily twice, if not almost 3 times as many Vietnamese, for instance, studying in the United States. So in terms of our contacts with Indonesia, we've got a long way to go. Other things that are very important, though, are things like trade and investment opportunities for American firms, counterterrorism, countering violent extremism, helping governance in a place like Indonesia, and realize what you've seen here, and I'm glad that many of you have gotten out of Jakarta. Have any of you been out like into the far reaches of eastern Indonesia, into anything from beyond Bali, eastern Bali? Okay. You have? So, okay, that's right. That's not fair, you lived here. Okay, but realize that 20 years ago, Indonesia was on the verge of becoming a failed state. The economy was in shambles. There were all sorts of spin-off movements. And so the Indonesia you've seen today is very much of a success story, but it still contains institutions and real significant challenges in terms of governance, including how you move ahead on the solid Southeast Asian programs. Traditionally, for years and years, Cornell has been one of the best programs, but there are others that we're doing. And I think more and more you're seeing American schools coming out here. They're interested in recruiting Indonesian students. And I was talking to a professor from one of them about 7 or 8 months ago, and his school, I'm not going to say his name, because it might just detract from the rest of the story. He said that his school has a program and arrangement to bring a number of Indonesian PhD candidates to the United States to get their PhDs at his school, and most of them are under an Indonesian government scholarship called the LPDP program. But he said, in fact, his school, which is a private school, had discovered that the scholarship winners did not have, and were not getting paid enough money to live in his major American city. So his university was also providing them with a stipend. So I said, well, why are you doing that? He said, well, my university needs to be global. We need to be current, and we need to have students from a country like Indonesia come to the United States and come to our institution to study. Otherwise, we will not be relevant. I think that's a great attitude for a lot. Oftentimes you hear, well, American schools are just in this to make money. And I know that there is an element of that. I appreciate that, but I think there's far more to it. If American universities want to continue to be relevant globally, is in places like Afghanistan, where Indonesia is trying to play a role working with religious figures in Afghanistan to try and find ways on a religious level to help, I'd like to say solve, I'm not sure if that's going to work or not, but at least find ways to reduce violence, to get people to work together in a positive way. Afghanistan is one, certainly Myanmar is another with the Rohingyas. They're in the process of starting a new Islamic university here, which I always get this wrong. It's called Indonesia International Islamic University. I think it's IIU. And this university will have about half of the students will be from Indonesia and about half will be from outside of Indonesia. And the idea is, again, for Indonesia to say, hey, we have a tradition here, you ought to take a look at it, it's worth considering. One of the things that we have done in this area is through an international visitor program grant. We have sent several of the people who are forming this university, which it's a national university, to the United States for about 3 weeks to visit universities and also to talk about religious education in the United States. Not that we're the end all and the be all of it, but to give them a picture of how you go about organizing something like this, at least to give them some other ideas to work with. And so these are the kind of things that